Uncontrolled and binge eating can take you one step forward and 15 steps backwards if you're gonna continue doing that. And keeping a certain foods in a fridge and in your pantry can ensure that whenever the hunger hits, you can make yourself a healthy meal which is gonna satisfy your hunger, supply your body with vitamins, micronutrients and macronutrients, and pretty much prevent you from going off of your diet and having to make up for it in the following days. So here are the foods. There is just nothing worse in my opinion than really busting your butt and going to the gym and really putting a lot of effort into working out and having a sound nutrition plan and then messing everything up within a course of 2 to 3 days, maybe on a weekend. Then you have to cut back on the calories, you have to get back to where you were before. When you really feel like you're really hungry and you want to eat something, these foods can really help you prepare something and fix yourself a nice little nutritious meal really quickly. So let's get into it. So I can safely say that on top of the list of the foods which I'm keeping in the fridge that help me prevent binge eating are pretty much vegetables of all kinds and sorts. There are cucumbers here, a bunch of spinach or lettuce, any type of like leafy greens, Brussels sprouts, romaine lettuce, broccoli, spinach, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, mushrooms, anything of that sort is pretty much really low in calories, usually very low in fat, while it provides you with fiber that can have the ability to keep you kind of satisfied. I usually use these in almost every cooking recipe I do because they're just so easy to add a lot of volume into your meals while keeping the calories down, and you don't have to sacrifice the volume for a lot of calorie dense foods. Number 2 and number 3 are kind of together, and it's pretty much an onion and garlic. And this is a little tip or trick for anybody who's making a shift into healthy eating and all that. Onions and garlic, you can eat them pretty much with anything. If you're making a stir fry, if you're making an omelet, if you're just making a dinner with rice or something, or with potatoes, you can use onions and garlic to spice things up and bring a lot of flavor out of foods. It mixes well with other vegetables, it mixes well with carbs, it mixes well with proteins. Onions and garlic are pretty much the foods which are universal and which are very broad in its use, and they bring a lot of flavor to meals and dishes which would otherwise be kind of bland. So number 3 is fruits. So here are just a few examples of fruits which you can keep around that are really easy to keep around, they'll last. So here I usually try to keep strawberries, blueberries and frozen berries in general. I try to use foods that are mixable with one another and that you can make quick and simple and nutritious dishes together. Apples are another fruit which is really cheap. It will last in your pantry for a while, and it's very useful in the mid-afternoon snacks. You can take it to work, to school, wherever you go, and it's just a very useful fruit to keep around. Gets the job done, prevents you from getting the pizza or something. So yeah, some fruits which you can use on a daily basis, which you can keep around, are apricots, apples, bananas, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, mangoes, pineapples, watermelons, grapes. There are a lot of variety. The key important thing is to keep it in your fridge, to have something that you can either eat in a mid-afternoon snack or Number 4, if you're lactose intolerant, this might not be the option for you, so maybe you can skip to number 5. But if you can eat dairy, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese or anything of that sort is a great addition to keep in your fridge at all times. With this little bucket, the best thing about it is that it has a lot of protein. The good thing about the yogurts is that once again they're mixable with fruit, and you can, for example, make them right before you go to sleep to make a nice little sweet and tasty and filling snack without adding too many calories to your diet. So that's another food which is really good to keep around, because you can mix it with fruits, oats, with whatever. You can mix it with other foods. You can make pancakes out of them, so very useful. Not that expensive. The only thing to watch for with yogurts and with dairy in general is that if you buy the sweetened or the flavored types, they usually have a lot of packed sugar, so I try to stay away from those. I try to just buy plain, low-fat, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese or just yogurts in general. Then I just add flavors into it. You can add cinnamon, you can add cocoa, you can add fruits or juices from like oranges or maybe lemons or something, then mix it in. It gives it a nice little flavor without actually adding too much sugar into your diet. Number 5, legumes. These are lentils and beans. If you watch some of my previous videos, legumes, beans and peas are great in protein, carbohydrate and fat content. It's a pretty balanced food, has a lot of fiber and is very good for you. A lot of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants and micronutrients in them, and they're just very filling foods. You can make those with dinner. I usually prepare them whenever I do my weekly meal prep, and they're dirt cheap. That's one really good thing about them. And number 2, they're mixable with the previous items on the list, like vegetables. So not only are you getting a quality plant-based protein and carbs with minimal fats, you're getting good calories, but you're staying healthy, you're getting a lot of fiber into your diet, and it's very mixable with the other items. Number 6, once again, oats. I cannot stress this enough. Oats are just so versatile in its use. You can make them in pancakes, you can mix them with the yogurts, you can just make them with water, you can make overnight oats, you can make oats within a few minutes on a stove cooked, you can make them in microwave, you can mix them with eggs. There's so many things which you can do with oats. You can make bread, bake them, cook them, whatever you want. These are really important to keep around in your pantry to kind of replace flour, replace bread, replace some of the processed foods. They take some getting used to it, but once again you can mix them with spices such as cinnamon and cocoa. Those are also like kind of general spices that you can mix with a bunch of things into your diet. And if you're trying to get a little leaner and trying to get fit in your life, oats are definitely something you want to get used to because there's just so much use you can get out of them. Next up are eggs. I am not vegan or vegetarian, but eggs are a part of my diet, and I usually try to eat them on numerous times a week. I know that they contain a lot of cholesterol, but what I usually try to do is eat maybe 1 whole egg or 2 whole eggs, and then eat 2 or 3 egg whites or something like that. And once again, I try to mix spinach in them, vegetables. I try to have vegetables with every single meal. It's just really easy to supply your body and supply yourself with vitamins throughout the day instead of just, you know, saving it for a salad later on in the day. So eggs are again food that you can mix with other ingredients on this list, or you can just eat them by themselves. They're good either way, and they're just very useful in other recipes and baking, cooking, all that type of good stuff. Last but not least is cinnamon right here, and cocoa. This is just pure 100% cocoa. This is not a sweetened kind which you can buy and make like a chocolate milk out of. You can, but it's gonna be a little bitter, and it's just a dark, rich chocolate. Anyways, these 2 spices once again are very useful in other combinations, with oats, with flour, with fruits, with yogurt, with so many different things. Oats, something which can be bland by itself. You can really spice it up and mix the flavors up with different variety of fruits and different variety of seeds and stuff like that just by using cinnamon or cocoa. You can also add them to your protein shakes, to baking, and just the great things to keep around in your kitchen and just have it at hand whenever you need a little bit of extra flavor in your foods to make it interesting. Thank you very much guys for watching. These are the foods which have been helping me to kind of stay on a fat loss track, to continuously keep losing fat and building muscle. But most importantly, these foods help me to stay healthy and help me to kind of create this long-term mindset of eating the right things at the right times, prevent this, these temptations to get a pizza or get a hamburger in a fast food joint or something. So yeah, give it a try. If you like any of those, just try to buy them in your next grocery store trip. I promise you, you won't regret. So yeah, thank you very much guys for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. It helps me out to know what type of content I can create next time. Or subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's always really appreciated. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video guys.